She was 17, just 17, full of life, laughter, and dreams of a future that seemed endless. A bright smile, friends who loved her, friends who cherished her. Her name was Junko furuta. But in one moment, everything changed. A single rejection, one boy's obsession, and a decision that would trap her in a nightmare lasting 44 days. This is her story, and the horror she endured in almost is almost impossible to imagine. She walked home that day like any other teenager, and aware that darkness was waiting to swallow her world whole. She was ordinary girl in extraordinary ways, bright, kind, full of curiosity, and she studied hard, hung out with friends, and laughed at silly jokes in school corridors. She dreamed of the future, college, career, happiness. Her family adored her. Her friends trusted her. She had plans, hopes, and kind of optimism only 17-year-old can have. And yet, in the blink of eye, all of that would be ripped away. She was ordinary, and that's why her story touches us so deeply because it could have been any of us. Among her classmates, one boy, Hiroshi, became dangerously obsessed with her. He confessed his feeling, asked for her heart, and she refused politely, firmly, normally. But for Hiroshi, no wasn't acceptable. Anger, humiliation, and pride twisted in a terrifying plan. He gathered three friends together. They decided to abduct her. Four boys, one girl, and a dark path that would lead to an unimaginable suffering. The reason for their cruelty was rooted in obsession, peer pressure, and terrifying lack of empathy, and Junko would be their target. Their victim for next 44 days. It was November 25, 1988. Junko was walking home, thinking about homework, friends, her family. Then suddenly she was gone, abducted by Hiroshi and his friends. She was taken to his house, a place that would become her prison. From that moment, her life as she knew it ended. The first hours were filled with fear and disbelief. The first assault happened almost immediately. She realized she entered into a nightmare with no out. The normal streets she walked every day became memory. Every sound, every shadow, every corner was now a threat. The first 10 days were less relentless. Beating, sexual assault, and constant confinement. She was chained at times, forced to stay in tiny rooms, hungry, thirsty, and terrified. Psychological torture was also there. They threatened her family, they mocked her, telling her that nobody would come for her. She cried, she begged, she pleaded, but no mercy came. The abuse escalated daily, each moment worse than the last. Even in her early days, Junko's courage and humanity shone through. She resisted, mentally clinging to hope that anyone would save her. As the days passed, the abuse worsened, great burns, starvation, forced to do work, sexual assault. Her injuries multiplied. Her captors delighted in her suffering, forcing her into humiliating acts, laughing in her pain. She was human, broken, yet her spirit flinched like a candle in storm. Every day she endured what seemed impossible to survive. Even as her body weakened, her mind clung to memories of her friends, her family, and a life that she would never return to. The world outside was oblivious. Her captors' neighborhood seen hints of horror, but nobody stopped it. By the third week, Junko was barely able to move. Bruises, malnutrition, broken bones, exhaustion, but abuse never stopped. Every day brought new physical torture, psychological torture, and sexual assault. She was chained and humiliated, mocked. She was surviving. The period of captivity shows the depth of cruelty human beings are capable of and resilience of human spirit under unimaginable pressure. Even faint hopes became a weapon. She yielded silently, surviving the face of relentless despair. Her last days were hardest. Critically injured, almost unconscious, she endured the continuous assaults. Their cruelty kept growing burns, sexual assault, psychological terror. Every hour she was fighting a new battle between life and death. On January 4, 1989, after 44 days, Junko's body gave out. She died, the life stolen, in most horrifying way imaginable. Her captors hid her body in drum of cement, trying to erase evidence of their crime, but world would soon know. They were arrested. Hiroshi received 20 years in prison, others 10 to 5. Public outrage shook Japan. How could this happen? How could a life taken so violently and yet they were so young? How could they do this? Junko's story became a symbol of conscience, of obsession, cruelty, and inaction, a reminder that innocence can be stolen in a blink of eye. We remember Junko not for the horror, but for the life that was stolen, for the girl who laughed, who dreamed, who loved, for the 17-year-old girl who deserved a future. Never forget her humanity. And yet her story reminds of a fragile light of life and darkness humans are capable of. Never forget her. Remember, never forget her.